Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another video. Here we go. So we're in week one of a 4-week series on leadership. And this week we're focusing on your mission and your style of leadership. Today we're going to talk about what type of leader are you? If you're just tuning in, this is week one out of 4 weeks of leadership. So I really hope that you can watch some more of these videos. All right, let's begin. What type of leader are you? So first off, I have to say there are many types of leaders in life. But one thing remains the same for every single great leader, in my opinion. In my opinion, all great leaders focus on serving others. It's called servant leadership. That is truly who I have come to respect as leaders, people who serve their members, their people, and the people who work for them. All right, so just keep that in mind as we talk about different types of leadership. How do I figure out? So here's a common question that I get. Mr. Chow, how do I figure out what type of leadership style is best for me? Number one, through experience, for sure. When you are in positions of leadership, you will learn kind of what you value and kind of what your style of leadership is. That's why I am so big on, if you get an opportunity, take it, because that opportunity will help you build your character, your experience, and just your overall leadership. Number two, by getting mentorship from people who know you. So think about it. Your parents, they know you more than really anyone knows you, and your siblings. For me, it was my teachers, my professors in college, etc. All right, so go get mentorship from others. And if I can be that mentor for you, I would love that. So in college, I'm gonna tell you a story here. In college, I went to my college mentor because I was having a conflict in my club that I was the leader in. I didn't quite understand this person that I was working with, and I was having a conflict. We were butting heads a little bit. So in short, this is how great my mentor in college was. Instead of just telling me the answer, he would sit me down, he would give me some snacks, and he would pour for me some tea. This is how awesome my college mentor was. I just truly a guy who inspired me to go into education and to invest my life into the lives of others. So he said, you seem rushed, you seem emotional right now. So just listen to this story. Because you're coming to me with advice on how to deal with a conflict, here's a story. All right, so here's what my mentor said. So there's 4 guys who are best friends, and they were traveling on a 100-mile journey on foot. Now, this is a fictional story, and you've got to get imaginative here with me. All right, so I've got some pictures here for you. Each of the 4 friends had a special skill. The first friend, the first person was the fortune teller. His skill was to predict the future. There was another person who had the skill of being a skilled archer, and he was so good with shooting an arrow with a bow. The third friend was a swimmer diver, expert in swimming and diving in really any environment. And then the fourth friend was a medical doctor who has graduated medical school and who was really good at treating people and diagnosing people. All right, so 4 friends. Now let's begin. Somewhere on their 100-mile journey, the fortune teller says, "Stop. In a moment, there will be a beautiful princess captured by the claws of a huge bird flying above us." So they all stop. For about 5 minutes, they don't see anything. And the fortune teller says, No, I'm for sure this is going to happen. And then he points to a random place in the sky, and he sees a bird, a large bird, carrying this princess. All right, so get imaginative here with me, over them. And immediately, what happens next? The second friend, the archer, says, "Hey, I got this." So the bird was flying fast, but in a split second, the archer says, "I got this," and draws his arrow, and with one arrow shoots the bird's wing, injuring it, not killing it, enough with perfect precision, and the bird and princess fall into a nearby lake. What's going to happen next? Well, the swimmer and diver says, runs as fast as he could, and immediately dives into the lake without thinking about his own life and saves the sinking princess. He dives all the way to the bottom of the lake, picks up the princess, and swims back up to the surface. Well, now the princess is unconscious, and the medical doctor says, "Hey, I got this." The medical doctor, who's also a CPR trainer, does hands-only CPR on the princess to resuscitate her back to life. Okay, wow. All that just happened. 4 best friends saving the princess. Now, the princess was so thankful when she finally woke up and that she said, "Hey, I want to invite you back to my kingdom." So when she got back to her huge kingdom, the king, her father, found out what happened, and he asked, "Which one of you saved my daughter?" only you shall marry my daughter. Only one of you can marry my daughter. So, but which one of you saved my daughter? So my mentor looks at me and says, and once again, I'm a college student. I'm kind of emotional because I'm in a conflict with my club or one of my club leaders. And he says, so who deserves credit for saving her? And if you think about it, he says, all four of the friends played an important part. Without the fortune teller, they wouldn't have seen or known where to look in the sky for the princess and the bird. Without the archer, the bird would have flown away. Without the swimmer diver, the princess would have drowned. Without the medical doctor, they couldn't have resuscitated her back to life. Who? So right now, if you're listening right now, who deserves to the credit for saving the princess? You can only pick one person. Okay, go pick right now. So who was the first one that came to your mind? So what does this have to do with leadership? Some of you are asking, like, what was that story all about? What does it have to do with leadership? Two things. All right, let me finish this up. Number one, depending on who you select, you value their skill, and most likely you have their skill. So let me explain. And the fortune teller is a leader that has a strong vision. They're a planner. They love planning ahead. They love predicting what's going to happen, etc. So that's a leadership skill. The archer takes action and loves to defend others, right? They're a leader who takes action. Like, hey, let's not think too much about it. Let's just have a quick plan and let's go for it. The swimmer diver risks his life for others with his skill. The medical doctor uses knowledge and acquires skills to serve. So who am I? And who did I pick? The first person I picked was the archer. Okay. And if you didn't, that's fine. Everyone picked a different answer, but I picked the archer because I'm like, hey, without that arrow, the bird would have been gone. Like they could not have saved the princess at all. So they're really the person who takes initiative and takes action, and they love defending others with their subset of skills. Okay. So that's who I picked. And it tells a lot because that is what I love to do. And the second thing is, and this is what my mentor leaned into me and he said, hey, so here's the takeaway. Our world needs all types of leaders to accomplish a goal. Without one of them, none of it could have happened. So the original problem was I went to my college mentor because I was having conflict in the club, but then I quickly figured out, oh my goodness, the reason why I'm not getting along with this person is because I'm not valuing what they bring, the value they bring to the organization. So immediately my answer was done. It wasn't about, fighting or anything like that, but it was about understanding each other. And I'm telling you, if you have a specific type of leadership, awesome, right? Work on it, build on it, but understand that you can't do it alone. You need other people around you to get the goal done. So what's the answer? For those of you who are like, so who married the princess? So let me finish this off. If you're wondering who got to marry the princess, the answer is the swimmer diver. Now, why? Because the king specifically asked, he was the only one to risk his life for her. And when he carried her up from the bottom of the lake, their hearts were the closest. The greatest love in the world is love from sacrifice. What has been done for you so that you can have the life you have. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this. Continue with us if you want. Video number 3, our next video will be on what is your leadership mission statement and how having a mission statement is the most important thing.